ક્યા વાત હે. હૃદય ગદગદ થઈ જાય એવી આભા છે આ યશ ગાથા ગુજરાતની. વિશ્વની સૌથી જૂની વૈદિક સનાતન સંસ્કૃતિ એટલે કે ભારત વર્ષ. 4 વેદ, 18 પુરાણ, 68 નીતિ અને 108 ઉપનિષદ છે આપણી પાસે. વિશ્વનો સૌથી સમૃદ્ધ વારસો છે આપણી પાસે. અને આ વૈદિક જે સનાતન સંસ્કૃતિ છે એના જે 4 વેદ છે એનું સૌથી અદ્ભુત જ્ઞાન ધરાવતા સ્વામી, જે ખૂબ જ અદ્ભુત વક્તા છે, એ આજે આપણી સાથે અહીંયા ઉપસ્થિત છે. પૂજ્ય સ્વામી રાધાકૃષ્ણ ટેમ્પલ ડલ્લાસના પૂજ્ય સ્વામી શ્રી મુકુંદાનંદજી અહીંયા આપણી સાથે ઉપસ્થિત છે. આપણે એમને જોરદાર તાળીઓ સાથે વધાવી લઈશું. ખૂબ જ અદ્ભુત વક્તા અને વેદોનું જે ખૂબ જ મહત્તમ જ્ઞાન ધરાવે છે એ સ્વામી શ્રી અત્રે આપણને આશીર્વચન આપવા માટે પધારી રહ્યા છે. સો સ્વામી શ્રી મુકુંદાનંદજીને આપણે અહીંયા મંચ પર આમંત્રિત કરીશું. હું વિનંતી કરીશ કે જોરદાર તાળીઓ સાથે આપણે સ્વામી શ્રીનું અહીંયા સ્વાગત કરીશું. રાધે રાધે.
જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ. કેમ છો? ખૂબ મસ્ત. Let me begin by asking you all, what was the primary motive with which you came for the program? Meeting people, establishing connections, good food? Garba. I'll tell you one reason why everybody came. And that is, you all wanted happiness. Right? Somebody thinks happiness will come from Garba, somebody thinks from friends, from establishing connections, from good food. But ultimately, all of us want happiness. Did somebody teach us? देखो, आनंद चाहना चाहिए. ऐसा न हो कि दुख के पीछे भागने लग जाओ. Nobody taught us. This desire for happiness is innate to our soul. ये आनंद की इच्छा हमारे अंदर कहां से आई, क्यों आई? इसका उत्तर केवल हमारे वेदों में है. वेद कहता है आनंदो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात. वो जो भगवान है उसका एक पर्यायवाची है आनंद, सच्चिदानंद. सत्यम विज्ञानम आनंदम ब्रह्म, द वेद सेज. सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम ब्रह्म, द वेद से. ही इज आनंद सिंधु, and you are a little bindu of that Anand Sindhu. Yes. Swami Vivekananda was the first Swamiji who came from India to the US. He used to begin his speech, "O ye children of immortal bliss." He would say, "You are all children of immortal bliss." It is the nature of each part to love its source. If you throw a stone up, it falls down. Why does it fall down? Why did the apple fall on Newton's head? Apples have always fallen down. Newton was the first one to question, why did it not fall up? And he realized that the earth is pulling it. That made him discover the force of gravitation. The Guru, the earth, is pulling the Laghu, its part. Likewise, our Guru, Bhagavan, our Anshi, is Anand Sindhu. And as his little bindus, he is pulling us. We are experiencing that pull in the form of the yearning for happiness. Do we all want to be happy? Say it out more loudly. Do you want to be happy? Absolutely. Now the point is, who has found happiness? You know, the icon of the youth, Justin Bieber. In 2013, he was the second most followed person on Twitter, second most followed worldwide. Do you think he got happiness? He said, people look at the outside remarkable thing. They don't know the other side. This life gets at me. I have to struggle to get through the day. What about those who earned the maximum? At one time, John Rockefeller was the wealthiest person in the world. And he has gone down in history as the one of the wealthiest ever in humankind. He said, I had billions, but they did not bring me 6 days of happiness. It is our illusion. I will get happiness by increasing my possessions, by changing my places, by adjusting the externals. We don't realize the happiness lies inside us. We have to discover the way to find that happiness. If you can find happiness inside of yourself, no adversity will destroy it. It will be immune to challenges. It will be irrespective of your externals. How can you find the happiness that nobody can take away from you? This is the reason we come to spirituality. Many people say in this age of science, what is the need for spirituality? Today, science is highly respected because of its logical system of knowledge. It breaks through dogmas, creeds, blind faith. And so people have respect for science. The scientific viewpoint is considered the final word in any subject. What then is the need for spirituality in our life? I ask you, Mr. Scientist, can you please tell me, how can I manage my mind? Because if the mind is not normal, you may be in the midst of luxury, happiness will still elude you. Can you tell me how to clean my mind? The biggest scientist in the last century was Albert Einstein. We have all heard his name, Albert Einstein. E is equal to mc square. He said, science has succeeded in denaturing the plutonium atom. Science can denature the plutonium atom, but science cannot denature the evil in man's hearts. Science doesn't have the ability to cleanse your heart, and that is where spirituality comes in. Spirituality does not contradict science. In the Western world, there is a feeling that you have to choose between spirituality and science. Our Vedic perspective is quite the reverse. Our Vedas say spirituality and science are both bona fide systems of knowledge. Dve vidye veditavye parachaiva paracha. There are two vidyas. One is material vidya or science. One is spiritual vidya. Both are necessary in your life. In this ethical dilemma, what should I choose? AI will not be able to tell you. You will need spiritual wisdom. How should I decide my values and beliefs in life? In any situation, what should my priorities be? Spirituality will give you the wisdom to handle this. Is spirituality necessary? Is it necessary? Why is it necessary? Because it is an intrinsic need in all of us. What is the need? The need is we are not this material body. We are spiritual souls. We are not material beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings in a material situation. So our spirit yearns to connect with something sacred. Somebody is fulfilling that need by connecting with Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna. Somebody is fulfilling that need by connecting with Swami Narayan. Jai Swami Narayan. Somebody with Ambe Mat. Somebody is going to Dakor, Ranchorji Maharaj. Somebody is going to Dwarkadhish. Somebody to Chanod, someone to Malsar. What is the reason? Why are we all running? Our soul is not satisfied with the mundane. We want something divine. The second reason why spirituality is necessary, because we want a higher purpose in our lives. This paying of bills, taking care of the car and house does not satisfy our soul. In 2020, when the COVID was in full swing in India, a retired engineer-in-chief from Odisha came to me. He was 85 years old. He said, Swamiji, I'm in depression since 6 months. I said, why? What happened? He said, my wife from last 60 years passed away. And my acquaintance with her was from college 65 years ago. Her passing away has left a void in my heart that I find impossible to fulfill. Please tell me how to become happy again. I started thinking, what advice should I give to this senior person? Should I tell him it was the will of God? He will then get annoyed with God. Bhagavan ne mujhe dukh diya. Should I tell him it is your karma? Then he'll say, my karma is bad, my life is worthless. He will deepen his depression. I asked him, did you love your wife very much? He said, Swamiji, so much. I said, did your wife also love you so much? Swamiji, she was the emotional type. She loved me even more. I said, supposing your wife had not passed away, after all, she was 83, you had passed away first. Suppose, would your wife be able to bear the loss? He said, no, she did not have the inner strength, she would have crumbled. I said, look, by allowing her to depart first, you have saved your loved one from so much of misery. You are struggling, but you have saved your loved one. The moment he got the answer, his dukh of 6 months disappeared from his face. There was a smile and he stood up and he was walking away. I said, Are, ruko to sahi, where are you going? Let me complete. He said, Swamiji, I don't need to hear anything. I've got my answer. What answer did he get? In his misery, he found a higher purpose. I am suffering, but there is a higher purpose. Moment we find the higher purpose, adversity is no longer adversity. It is an opportunity. It is a privilege. So we all look for a higher purpose. Just before coming here, I was speaking to Raman Bhai and the other organizers. Arranging the Gujarati Samaj Sammelan for all USA is no easy job. It was difficult, but did they enjoy it? Every bit of the struggle was fulfilling because it was serving a higher purpose that they all believe in. All of us, we may have jobs as COO, as C-suite, CEO, but it still doesn't fulfill us. That is all material. Our soul wants a higher purpose. That is what spirituality provides. Spirituality doesn't contradict material science. Remember, dve vidye veditavye. Material science will help you understand the outer world, harness it for yourself. Spiritual science will help you understand the inner world. What is this inner world? Your own mind. This man, भूल न जाना, इस नुस्खे को लाभ अनेक उठाओगे. जैसा मन को बना सकोगे वैसे ही बन जाओगे, क्योंकि मन के जीते जीत है, मन के हारे हार. Ultimately, we all are only as happy as our mind is. This mind is such a powerful thing. It can make heaven out of hell. You are living in the most opulent country of the world. Somebody estimated that the people in America, an average person, has more comfort and luxury than 99.96% of the people who ever lived on the planet Earth. In spite of that, if the mind is not settled, you can be unhappy. On the other hand, you go to a little village in the small backward district of Gujarat. Go to Kutch, go to a little village, and that villager will say, Swamiji, भगवान की बड़ी कृपा है. अरे क्या कृपा है भाई, तुम तो झोंपड़ी में रहते हो, भगवान बड़ा दयालु है. Without anything, he is happy because he has learned how to manage his mind. He is focused on the goodness in his life, on the graces that he has received. This is the attitude of gratitude. Now, somebody has not learned that. They have got everything. They have got wealth, they have got position, they have got luxuries. But do you have enough? Do we have enough? The one thing enough. Do you have it? Arey Swamiji, I am a billionaire. वो सब ठीक है. Do you have enough? No, I don't have enough. Happiness comes from having enough. That is the problem of modern times. Why are the youth going into depression? Because they look at social media and they look at the Insta profiles of their friends and they say, oh my God, this person has something I don't have. There's a new phenomenon nowadays, FOMO, F-O-M-O, fear of missing out. There's something essential in my life that I am missing out. I don't have enough. That fear of missing out. See, the earlier one, Theodore Roosevelt, a legendary president of America, put it so well. He said, comparison is the thief of joy. You have everything. Moment you compare, you say, oh no, इनके पास तो हयात होटल है, मेरे पास केवल कंफर्ट इन है, हे भगवान, सब चला गया. So comparison is the thief of joy, and the youngsters of today, they are comparing not with their homes, but with their Facebook profiles. And they don't even realize that is reflecting 2 minutes of somebody's life. That is also touched up in Photoshop. Anybody can touch up and give a smile. And they say, wow, this person did this, humko to mila nahi. So, happiness is a state of your mind. It is an attitude that you cultivate. Spirituality will give you the tools to cultivate the right attitude. This mind of yours is a factory for your thoughts. It is producing 60,000 thoughts every day. These thoughts have feelings. You think one thing, you become happy. You think another, become sad. So the thought has a concurrent feeling to it. But people have not learned to control their thoughts. So the same thought starts repeating. देखो, some of you are from my generation, baby boomers. वो LP होता था ना, विनाइल में वो रिकॉर्ड घूमता था, there was a stylus on it. And before the cassettes, I'm talking about 1970s and 60s. So that song used to come. But because vinyl was vulnerable to getting cut, if a cut happened, then the same track would keep repeating, मैं शायर तो नहीं, मैं शायर तो नहीं, मैं शायर तो. People would say, hey Bhagavan, ये तो अटक गया, इसको रोको. Likewise, we people also keep on repeating the same thoughts. भविष्य तो बड़े खतरे में है. फिर same thought, फिर same thought, फिर same thought. And this is debilitating us. This negative thinking is the reason for all our miseries. What is the sign of negative thinking? 5 symptoms. Check against these. One is negative thinking will happen automatically. Positive you will have to bring. भगवान ने क्या कृपाएं की सोचो. और नेगेटिव ऑटोमेटिक आ जाएगा. Second, negative thoughts will be unproductive. They will not help you in your happiness. They will not inspire you. The third, they will be justifications. I am justified to be unhappy because of this reason. Sixth is they will be distorted versions of the reality. मेरे जीवन में कुछ भी ठीक नहीं है. Now one person, 30 years ago, he came before the mobiles. He called me and Swamiji, I am your satsangi. Remember, I am so and so. I said, yes. Swamiji, I am going to commit suicide. I said, what happened? भगवान ने कुछ नहीं दिया, मेरे जीवन में सब मुसीबतें दे दी. I said, रुको. ऐसे करो. Let us make a bank balance. A credit and debit of your life. Good things and bad things. Say, Swamiji, there is no good thing. It will be 0 credit. Say, just wait. Don't hang off the line. I said, I'm so sorry to know that your child has become a drug addict and had to go into the rehab. He said, Swamiji, who told you that? He is in the university. So I said, good. In that case, note it as a credit. He said, my point to sahi hai. I said, I'm so sorry to hear that your wife fell in love with your neighbor and divorced you. He said, Arey Swamiji, aapko kahan se mila? My wife is dedicated and loyal since 30 years. I said, write one more credit. So sorry to know your house went into foreclosure. अरे नहीं स्वामी जी, हमने तो लोन भी रीपे कर दिया. We are all done. So note another credit then. So slowly now he understood what I was trying to do. And we noted down so many plus things in his life which he was not paying attention to. What was this? The mind was filtering out the positives. And it was focused on that little negative. All of us have got 25 things correct in our life. One thing wrong. वो ननद जो है कटु वाक्य बोलती है बस, या पड़ोसी कटु वाक्य बोलता है, जो भी हो. बट व्हाट डज द माइंड डू? सी, जैसे अगर आप आम खाएं, मैक्सिकन आम नहीं, गुजराती आम, किंग ऑफ फ्रूट्स, द मैंगोज ऑफ गुजरात, और उसका रेशा मुंह में अटक जाए, व्हाट डज आवर टंग डू? इट कीप्स ऑन गोइंग. ये क्या है? अब 32 दांत के बीच में देयर आर 28 crevices. But the tongue doesn't care about anything else. The tongue is concerned about this one place where the resha is stuck. Likewise, 24 areas in your life are okay. एक घुटने में दर्द होता है बस, but the mind keeps on getting fixated. ये क्या गड़बड़ हो गई, ये क्या गड़बड़ हो गई. This lack of control, this negativity bias is the reason why we are sabotaging our own happiness. Shri Krishna said in the Gita कि अर्जुन उद्धरेद आत्मनात्मानम आत्मानम अवसाधयेत आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बंधुरात्मैव रिपुरात्मनः. ये जो मन है ना अर्जुन, this can be your worst enemy. There is no need of any other enemies. Your own mind will be your enemy if it is uncontrolled. But if you learn to control it, the same mind will be your best friend. Say, my dear mind, give me 5 reasons to be happy. Mind will say, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My dear mind, tell me, why should I be inspired? The mind will say, look, God has given you another day to live. That is the controlled mind. That's why, Arjun, uplift yourself by the power of your mind. Do not degrade yourself. So, of course, I respect everybody's time and I will not over. How much time do I have? Okay. So, see. Yeah, 5 minutes? 2 minutes. Okay. So, 2 minutes. How will you control your mind in 2 minutes? Let me tell you. Nothing is impossible. माता पिता आते हैं हमारे पास, स्वामी जी हमारे बेटे को समझाओ. अरे भाई क्या समझाएं? स्वामी जी पढ़ाई नहीं करता. आपका बेटा, आप समझाओ ना. हमारी सुनता नहीं. बेटा, why don't you study? Uncle, my mind doesn't like to study. Practical problem. The mind doesn't like to study. And mummy, papa say, padhai karo, padhai karo. But the same child, when he goes for his examination, final year exam, year end, he sits down there, 2 hours, he controls the mind. And 2 hours he's in razor sharp focus, not looking out of the window, not seeing the neighbor. What is the question? Best possible answer. How does that child control the mind? Because the intellect decided these 2 hours are most important. Maniram, ab लापरवाही की तो फिर साल गवा दोगे. All of us, our intellect has the ability to control the mind. That is why Shri Krishna said, now if through the year that child had done that, he would have become a national level scholar. But year round the Buddhi said, Arey, padhai important nahi hai, it's important for mummy, papa. They don't know what they're talking about. So this intellect is so important. Shri Krishna said, Buddhi yogam upashritya macchittah satatam bhava. Arjun, Buddhi yoga ka ashraya lo. In USA, you take ashraya of hot yoga. Hot yoga, not hot yoga, hot yoga, right? So Sri Krishna is saying Buddhi yoga. Empower your intellect with divine wisdom. What are our Shastras giving? These Shastras are equipping your intellect with the finest of spiritual wisdom. And with that, it changes your perspective. What are my goals? What are my values? What are my beliefs? And it gives you the tools, the inspiration, the higher purpose by which you can control your mind. Thank you all very much. Jai Shri Krishna.